Hi everybody, it's Kara and I have a project to share with you guys. I actually finished these little things up, I think it was last weekend, and I wanted to share them with you. I have been hard at work doing little projects that I could use for Christmas gifts for friends, and that's what I have to show you today. I have 3 of them, and what they are these little altered jars. These are little teeny jars. They have a little bit of a pattern in the glass. I found them at Michael's. They look just like your normal canning jars where the centerpiece comes out. And what I did was pretty simple to all of these. So basically you can kind of see the metal ring to the lid right there. And I put on a couple layers of gesso, and then I put on a layer of white paint, and then I sanded it down so I could get kind of that distressed vintagey look, and you could see some of the silver of the lid coming through. And that's what I did on just the part that went around. The centerpiece that comes out of the jar lid, I put a little bit of stuffing in, and then I took fabric and hot glued it around the stuffing. I didn't make them too big and poofy because I'm thinking of these as gifts for not so much people who like stick pins, although that would work, but I'm kind of thinking about it for people who sew and they use those smaller pins. But you could use this for stick pins. I can show you that. It just doesn't have too deep of a cushion. So here's just a regular stick pin, and it does have enough cushion to hold on to it. So I did that, and then I just decorated it. So this one in particular, I put some white lace that had a little bit of black in it because it matched kind of the fabric. I put a row of the flat back black pearls, little bit of a seam binding bow, and a little bit of bling that someone was nice enough to give me, and that's pretty much the cap. Now inside of these, I brought the fabric around the rim of that little lid piece, and I'd seen on Pinterest where someone put a button here, but that wasn't really working out so well for me, so I took some of my flower trim and I just cut one out and hot glued that. Actually, I think for that I used glossy accents and put that there, and I thought it was really nice and pretty, something that's kind of, you know, nicer to look at than just all of that kind of ratty fabric where I had, you know, pulled it all together. If you decide to make one of these, one thing to be careful of is make sure that you don't have your fabric bunched up too much, because if your fabric is too thick, it's really hard to get this little piece to go back into the lid. I guess we'd call it maybe the rim of the lid. So anyway, once I had all that in there, I just put a little bit of hot glue, pushed it up in there, and there's the lid. And then inside, on these particular ones, I put some buttons and trim that I wrapped with some twine, and it coordinates with the colors of the jar. So this is one of them. And you have to be careful too with that fabric to make sure that you can still screw on the lid. But there's the first one. I think it's pretty cute. Here is the second one. There's some cotton lace back there, and then I wrapped a few times with some blue and white twine. A little wooden heart button, another button on top, kind of corresponds. It's a little bit of a red, white, and blue theme. And then inside, there's that fabric flower, and then some little buttons, and again trim that kind of coordinates. And then the last one is this one, which has a really pretty lace. This is actually a lace that someone gave me that I folded over to kind of get a little bit, there's 2 rows which is hard to see, and then some really pretty bling, and one of those little butterflies with a couple flowers coming off that matches the pink and white. I don't know if you kind of see that pattern, the pink and white trim. And then inside this one is of course pink, silver, and white buttons and trim. So there they are. I think I might make a few more of these, and instead of putting buttons and trim in here, I may put some other things in here for some of my non-crafty friends, like maybe some paper clips and things like that, smaller items. But I thought they were pretty cute. I think they're a nice gift-giving idea. I may host a swap over at Art and Sassy with these. I haven't decided, but there they are. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below. And as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.